So I want to take just a minute and talk about some of the causes of the loss of biodiversity. There's a bunch of them you could have come up with. These are the ones that we came up with. So habitat loss or conversion. So this is the sprawling of urbanization and agriculture. We use up a lot of space to grow the food that we need and to build the buildings that we need for people to live. And that destroys habitat for a lot of other species. Climate change is a big one. I know it seems like it's a small amount that climate is changing, but there are so many species on our planet that are so dependent on the temperature, and even small changes can cause massive extinction. Asteroids and flood basalt. So we don't really have this, we haven't had this at least in the last millennia, but we do have cases in the past where giant asteroids have caused massive extinction. Think the dinosaurs. Acid rain can cause extinction, disease, species interactions, especially when they get out of balance, where we have too many predators. They can wipe out a prey species, invasive species. So if you ever introduce a species into a new area where it hasn't been before and hasn't evolved there, then oftentimes it either takes over as a master predator or it destroys the resources that were there, and it can cause a collapse of an ecosystem. Pollution, obviously this one can contaminate sources of resources for these species. Change in a fire regime, so if you get fires where you don't normally have fires, you can have that happen. And overexploitation, so if we overhunt or overgraze or over harvest the land doing agriculture, you can cause species extinctions. But if you look at it, the number one cause, at least in a terrestrial ecosystem, is habitat loss. So this urbanization has been the number one cause, at least in our recorded history, of species loss. Now those can change. Pollution in an aquatic system might be a little bit heavier than a habitat loss, but in a terrestrial system, habitat loss is the biggest one.